Okay, so this Module 12 skills test has to do with weather station models, and you'll get a description of this if you want to check out page 761 in your textbook. There's actually a station model example as well as a whole legend of weather symbols, so that may come in handy as you do this activity. Now, you're going to need to go to a website to get data for this activity, and it's the UCAR website. UCAR stands for University Corporation for Atmospheric Research. And once you come to this particular page, then you're going to click on Surface. That's going to bring you to a map. And you can choose any part of it's a national map, and you can choose any part of the country you wish. My advice is to choose an area where there's active weather. And that's typically going to be somewhere where you're going to see some red or some blue dots. And so you can choose that region, and it really doesn't matter eventually what station you wind up focusing on, as long as there are some winds there. As long as you don't have calm winds, any area will do. But you click on it, click on a region, and you're going to wind up seeing a map. And the map, the example that I give you here is kind of the southeast, and it was from 2014 when I first cooked up this activity. And you're going to need to save that. So you can either save it as a file, you can somehow screen capture it, you're going to upload that to your instructor. So your instructor has to be able to see the map that you're looking at to make sure that you are interpreting the station models properly. Now, the next part is you're going to actually choose a station to analyze. You may have somewhere that's important to you, it's close to where you live. It may be something where there's a lot of action. One thing you want to do is find a station where you can actually read all the symbols. So in my example here, I can read the numbers around this station. Because I'm based in Tupelo, I'm kind of interested in Tupelo. So notice that for Tupelo, I can read not only the wind barb, that's very important. I can read the sky cover, the little circle here that's filled in. I know the sky cover, and I can also read two numbers, a red one and a green one. Those are important. We're going to come back to those. So that would be an acceptable station to use. Notice that sometimes when the stations get crowded together, you really can't read the numbers. So it might be useful to find one that's kind of off by itself and use that station for your analysis. Okay, so what are you going to analyze? Well, first of all, you have to figure out which city and state are you actually dealing with. And that's what question 2 is all about. And so there's a link that will give you a list of stations by their 3-letter identifier. And so you may want to do a little search, Control F. If you know what the 3-letter identifier is, but you don't know what city and state that is, you can always just do a Control F to do a find for that on that page. And that'll help you to find which city and state you're dealing with. That's question 2. Question 3 says, okay, find out the observation time in what's called UTC, or Universal Time Coordinates, sometimes also known as Greenwich Mean Time. So for example, in my example I have up here, it says 1433 UTC. So that's what you would put in. Again, your time is going to be different. This is just an example map, but from your map, just put down the observation time in UTC. Also choose the UTC date of your observation. So, for example, in mine, it was the 4th of April, 2014. Yours is going to obviously be different, but you're going to choose that date in the drop-downs. Question 6, it says state the temperature of your observation in Fahrenheit. So make sure you know which of the numbers at your station is the temperature reading. Then you're going to convert it from Fahrenheit into Celsius. My suggestion is go into Google and type temperature converter and come up with the proper Celsius reading that goes along with that Fahrenheit reading. Question 8 says state the right direction from which your wind is blowing. This is why it is important that you have that you don't have calm winds. You want to make sure that you have winds at your station and tell both the direction that they're blowing from as well as the degree number. Okay, so in degrees, due north is 0 degrees, due east is 90 degrees, due south is 180 degrees, due west is 270. Imagine you've got this that whole circle. So which direction in degrees would your winds be blowing from? Question 9 has to do with the wind speed. So you're going to have to read the wind barb at your station and also be able to convert. So please see page 839 in your textbook if you don't know how to do a unit conversion from miles per hour into knots. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then finally, in question 10, it says, state the sky cover. So again, either refer to your book, or there is a pretty comprehensive list of weather symbols at this. Well, I'll fix that link. At that particular link, I'll update that before this quiz goes live. But anyway, good luck.